Oh boy, have we gotten to a crazy point in both the crypto market and the stock market because of everything happening with regards to AI. Now, that's not the only thing that's happening though in our markets. There's a lot that went down over the past 24 hours, and I think we're due for a little bit of coverage. Like, for example, Michael Saylor, the biggest crypto holder in the world, Bitcoin holder, I should say, right? The company that just keeps buying more, the biggest Bitcoin treasury holder in the world. Company in the world, they're buying more Bitcoin, and they said we may need more charts, which is kind of funny because these guys are down like $14 billion, or at least they're $14 billion underwater. It's kind of fun. They're still keeping up the pace and still buying more. They have yet to give up. Now, what I wanted to discuss briefly here, though, is actually something that can be seen slightly below it. Chinese hedge funds warn the AI super bubble is ready to burst. Now, there's actually quite a lot that's happening over in that front, and quite a lot of warnings that have been given over the past couple of days. And before I dive deeper into those warnings and what I think they mean, I want to quickly discuss a couple of other few things that have got to do with China, because, well, that's kind of what this came over from. And, well, this is kind of ironical, but we skipped that one. We skip our Mr. Zhao, all right? We don't need to talk about that, China. Is that Apple is seeking President Trump's administration approval to purchase memory chips from Chinese company CXMT, despite its U.S. blacklist status over alleged military ties. I thought that was kind of interesting because I've really been seeing so much of a movement from every single angle, mostly, I guess, AI, because that's what I usually cover. That's what I like to talk about every single day. With also Coinbase, for example, here, cutting their AI spending by 50% using Chinese models like GLM 5.2 and Kimi 2.7 with intelligent routing and caching. Doesn't really matter. It's just the point here. Those guys are also moving over to China. So where crypto is really winning on the front of it being the US's baby with Trump, right? AI seems to really be moving towards China, and it brings up an interesting question of what the markets are going to look like if some sort of AI bubble were to burst, because for the most part, the main AI companies are all based in the US. So the problem would be the biggest over there, right? But theoretically speaking, perhaps this bubble is kind of going to go weird because a lot of that attention is moving to China. And to some extent, I do wonder how they're going to be liking cryptocurrencies if also they are at some point going to be the AI superpower. Talking about superpowers, I guess it does become interesting here to discuss Mr. CZ. So the founder of Binance, that's CZ right here, he is apparently now worth more at $107.7 billion than Mr. Bill Gates himself. Now, that is really kind of crazy. Even though Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market is huge and Binance should be worth a ton, it's still kind of weird that Binance, right, the CEO of that, the founder of that, one of them, I guess, is worth more than Bill Gates. It doesn't matter how much money is gone from him. It doesn't matter, right? This should not be close. And that's kind of where CZ came in and said, how is that even possible? What's going on there? Well, because if you take a look at this, his net worth jumped $50 billion in a single year, even as crypto prices fell. And he says, how is that possible? His net worth jumped $47 billion in a single year, even as crypto went down. Because, well, I guess he also doesn't really get it, and he's the guy who they're talking about. Now, one more thing I quickly have to mention, this is not really news too much, but just something that has really been grabbing my attention over the past couple of weeks. It's these deepfake videos. So one thing that used to be a big issue in the old days was if you go around on YouTube and you typed in Ripple, XRP, something of that sort, or I guess even SpaceX, you'd find videos of any one of these people, right? I don't want to say the names too much. I don't want to be too specific. You'd see them talking about some sort of giveaway, which was bad, of course. Don't join those. Why? Because it was not good stuff. But the thing is, I've been starting to realize that if you go ahead and look over on X and probably over on YouTube too, even though I've not been seeing it too much, that there are a ton of videos of, for example, this guy right here, right, talking that is not really him talking. And I'm really thinking right here that a lot of people right now are making all these freaking stupid ass posts saying things that are not true. I'm not talking about this one specifically right here. I don't know about that. I'm just saying people are making stupid ass posts, stupid ass price predictions based on what people have said that, again, they most likely didn't really even say. I just wanted to quickly make you guys aware that I've been noticing more and more of that. And a lot of y'all may not be aware, on YouTube at least, that this is going on. So just a quick little word of warning, right? Anyway, what I thought was also interesting, well, of course, is this is kind of close to heart right here. The US and Iran have officially agreed to halt strikes and meet this week. Now, I'm going to tell you that this is by far, it's very predictable the way these guys are going, but it's also like a freaking, I don't know, it's like, okay, I shouldn't say that. I was going to say the way they're arguing, let's call it a family type of thing, all right? It's like their family. It's like they're keep going back and forth on their word. No, we're not. It's like they're kids. Let's call it like that. It's like they're kids. I was going to say something else, but let's just say kids. It's like, oh, no, but I don't want to play with you anymore. Oh, okay, but you can only play with them. No, but I want to play with them. No, but you can't play, and if you play with them, then I won't play with you. And if it's so stupid the way they're doing this whole negotiation just to break the promise right after, to then go back to negotiation, to come to some sort of formal agreement. Everybody comes together to then break it right there again, or some other party breaks it, or the things have shifted, or they just, it's just such, on the one hand, a waste of time. On the other hand, you can see how much of a manipulated effort this is. And also, it's just every freaking week, man. But this is, of course, some pretty important news that's going on because it moves the markets by a ton. As a matter of fact, since this happened here over on the weekend, it says right here, the announcement comes just 1 hour before U.S. stock market futures are set to reopen, which is actually kind of funny. The fact that this just now came out about 15 minutes ago or so. It's kind of funny to see how the markets are going to react. And on that note, let's see if something else has popped up. No. So 20 minutes ago, we had that. And just our traditional news. Yeah, everything we kind of already expected. Ooh, okay. Actually, this is interesting. So here are some of the most important events to be watching this week. In my opinion, really nothing too crazy, except for the fact that we get the U.S. market's reaction on the Strait of Hormuz strikes. But I guess things have kind of fixed themselves kind of, perhaps, already. So I guess that kind of good or bad. May GLT job openings data on Tuesday. Then over on Tuesday again, June CB consumer confidence data. June ISM manufacturing PMI data on Wednesday. June jobs report on Thursday. And of course, the U.S. markets are closed. Happy July 4th on Friday. Yeah, nothing really too absolutely crazy. I guess the most important part being the markets being closed over on Friday. That's the one I'm going to be watching for because, well, some additional craziness could be coming out over on Thursday or perhaps the Monday right after that. Because obviously, logically, oh, man, I'm just thinking here, we're entering such a crazy phase of the market where things could be snapping in a moment. I talked briefly about how the AI crash, if it were to come, could really be something detrimental to all of us. It's getting closer and closer to that interesting point. But you know what? That's it for this little crypto update. Just wanted to quickly share my thoughts and share what's going on. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video somewhere tomorrow.